Today we are starting a new series on our channel called You Haven't Seen It, and this is going to include movies that one of us has seen and one of us hasn't seen, and we're going to sit down and watch it and then come discuss our differences in opinion with you guys.
Today we're talking about Jaws. Now, I've seen this movie probably like 4, now 5 times I think with our recent watch, and Brittany has never seen this movie.
No, I somehow missed this classic growing up, and I'm not sure how.
So what did you think before we saw the movie of Jaws?
I was worried it would be one of those classics that's overhyped, or one of those, kind of horror genre movies that just don't live up to modern kind of takes on horror. I thought it was going to be like really hokey and cheesy. So that was my thoughts kind of going into it.
Yeah, I've always liked Jaws. I wouldn't say I've always loved Jaws. It's more like as a product of its time, I feel like it was a really good movie, but as time goes on, it does show its age just a little bit.
Well, with that being said, after watching it, I actually thought it held up pretty well for being a movie. It came out, 1975, I believe? It actually held up pretty well. I mean, the fact that they used mostly physical effects on this, I think, did wonders for the, creep factor and the scare factor, because, having that actual shark animatronic type thing that they had made it just really creepy when it's coming up under the water in some cases, and it was a little hokey because when it's thrashing around on the boat, it's like instead of intense biting or something. But I think that was really the only hokey part of it.
Yeah, I definitely think that the physical effects kind of stand the test of time. I feel like it was definitely gorier than
it was so
what we thought.
They kill a little kid as the second death.
I
did not expect that.
I saw
killing dogs, killing kids.
I saw this movie for the first time when I was 6 or 7, and I don't remember it being that gory. Actual dismembered legs floating to the bottom of the ocean. You're like, oh my gosh.
Picking up people's arms detached from their bodies, casual. It's fine. So that's kind of my thoughts after watching it for the first time. What did you think watching it now, the 5th time?
I thought, if I'm honest, the last 1 or 2 times I've watched it, I actually felt like it was kind of boring, but it's been a good decade since I've watched Jaws, and while we were watching it, you had actually said that you felt like it held your attention better than you thought it would.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely did. There wasn't really much where I was like, oh, I'm kind of going to get distracted during this part or whatever. I was pretty engaged most of the time.
And I agree. I think it's one of those movies that is better as an adult, because I guess you can appreciate it more. It's all adults the entire time, more adult situations, so I can empathize with the characters in the movie more because I'm not, 8 years old. So now that you've seen the original shark movie, does it change your opinion about other shark movies that this movie has created?
Well, let me preface this answer with my history of shark movies. So I love Saturday sci-fi movies, Sci-Fi Channel, terrible sci-fi movies. Those are my absolute favorite, Ice Spiders, Big Ass Spider, Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, those are my favorite. So those are my experience with shark movies, is the ones that are meant to be lame, and I just love them so much. But I think this one definitely had way more good directing, good scripting, just good tension, and the music is just classic. And so I feel I think not very many other shark movies, if any, probably hold up to this one on the overall well done scale.
Yeah, I think the quality is just higher than I think the genre has turned into with the new movie 47 Meters Down.
That looks god-awful.
Or Jaws 2, 3, or 4. Or
yeah, because apparently there's a bunch of them. But, well, I heard that The Shallows was actually, semi-decent. We haven't watched it, but I heard that one's not bad. But, yeah, I haven't really heard any other, shark-themed movies that have held a candle to this one. Overall, I was really surprised by how much I actually liked this movie, with it being such an older movie. I didn't think that the effects would stand up, or just the scariness of it, the suspense would hold up, and I actually think it did a lot. I would actually rewatch it probably at some point. It's not a super rewatchable movie, but I would watch it again.
Yeah, I thought this was actually the most interested that I've been watching Jaws since I think the first watch when I was just horrified as like a 6, 7-year-old.
Well, you're not exactly looking at it from a critical adult eye.
Well, that's true. But I think this time I actually enjoyed it a lot more than any of the other times because it is a quality movie. Well, that's it for You Haven't Seen It. We plan to do a lot more of these because we actually have a whole list of movies that either she hasn't seen or I haven't seen. And some of them are classics, some of them are just some of our favorite films growing up. So we plan to do a lot more.
If you like this series, please give us a like below so we know to do them more often and that you guys actually like watching them.
And subscribe because we bring a lot of different content to the channel with movie reviews, TV shows, video games, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and we'll have a couple of our videos linked over here that you can go check out if you would like to.
Thanks. Bye.